Ready for the Dow at 6,000. That would be a 2/3 reduction. By 2016, says a pro, the stock market is in a bubble. That's just stating a fact that is setting up for a major crash, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average likely to hit 17,000 level in the next few years before plummeting to 6,000 by 2016. Author and market observer Harry S. Dent Jr. He's very accurate. Let's get Dent back on. He's been on before. I think we see another correction crash that is larger than the last one, said Dent, author of The Demographic Cliff. Yeah, that's the baby boomers retiring, during an interview with Closing Bell. I think this will be the most dangerous period in people's lives. I agree with that statement. I mean, we are, any way you look at it, any angle, any slice, dice, we are in, whoa. I mean, like you're in a race car doing 250 right now, folks. You better be white knuckles focused on everything you're doing. We are all collectively just, I mean, this is inches from the cliff on so many angles. War, economic collapse, paramilitary operations, terrorist groups, radical groups, radicalization, with the globalists busy trying to demonize any traditionalist who just wants common sense that's worked in every civilization in history. Because we're the people in opposition to totally being overwritten by a synthetic corporate takeover that's butchering the biosphere, the real environment, while cheerleading that they run the environmental movement. I mean, it is on so many fronts right now. The West is dying with 1.3% child replacement. And I'm not some racialist that's obsessed with race. I like all cultures, groups. I like reading National Geographic. I'm a fan of humans. But, I mean, white people are about 6% of the world population, what are true whites. And demographically, 100 years, they'll be 1% white. And all I see worldwide news is how evil white people are. What are you going to do when there's no white people to kick around anymore? I mean, there's just on so many fronts, the world is crazy right now. But people have the illusion. You see, people think we're overpopulated, which some arguments we are, some arguments we aren't. Certainly some of the technology is toxic and needs to be upgraded. People need to be industrialized, and they have less kids. Look at the West. But if you look at what's happening, it's like a coral reef. You can be out in the Caribbean and go 20 miles and not see any fish. And then you come up on a coral reef and it's teeming. That's what cities are. Everybody congregates for business and industry and jobs. And then you go, look, there's too many people here. Well, that's what allows you to have cars and go to movie theaters and have all the choices of the restaurants and do all that because you're in the coral reef. And yeah, in the coral reef, there's a clownfish, there's an eel, there's a shark, there's a dolphin, there's an octopus, there's a school of squid, because you're in the coral reef. But you turn your car out and drive 20 miles out in the middle of nowhere, there's nothing. Then you drive further, you might drive 2 hours till you see a gas station. Oh, there's a starfish. So again, that's how they create this illusion. And it's the same thing where you sit around and you go, yeah, these white people, we got to get rid of them. Look at all of them over there. That's like being in a colony of a near extinct group of people. And then it adds to it, the scarcity of it makes it even more of a fetish and an obsession with these so-called minority groups, and it's just a disastrous situation. You got 94% of the world that's not white. And you've got this obsession by the whites about being white and by everybody else about whites. And you just add all the ethnic problems to that go with that. And then you have globalist elitism not wanting to industrialize the third world so the third world can be controlled when the third world could be developed properly and could be lifted up and informed. Every metric study shows it. But there is a diabolical plan to keep not just the third world and the, quote, minority, 94%, in the dark, but they want to take the Western culture, regardless of skin color, that idea of Magna Carta, Renaissance, classical music, space travel, fission, fusion, quantum mechanics, and destroy it because something intelligent and something powerful is threatening to the elites that came out of Western culture that understand the powerful potential of Western Renaissance fully deployed in the civilization. That is the ultimate selfishness. Kill Western civilization, but use its technology to dominate and enslave the globe. Attack from every position. See, the globalists are playing everybody off against everybody. That's why we have to unify around ideas and liberty, not around skin color. Your calls are coming up.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Uncover a simple privacy loophole that can stop the NSA spying thugs in their tracks at privacylockdown.com. The NSA has already shut down hundreds of sites, and the truth be told, they could shut down this operation at any time. See, the privacy loophole I'm about to show you allows you to make all your sensitive information disappear in the next 30 days or less. Go to privacylockdown.com now to take your life off the grid and see the loophole in the NSA and FBI spying machine before they close the loophole forever. Go to privacylockdown.com.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
American gardeners and fellow patriots, make the right choice with your money, time, and your family food supply. Choose 100% pure heirloom seeds in the Survival Seed Vault from MyPatriotSupply.com. Why spend more? The Survival Seed Vault from MyPatriotSupply.com is only $37.95 and includes 20 varieties of pure, hardy, easy-to-grow heirloom seeds. Yes, only $37.95. That's 70% less than our competitors. You could buy 3 Survival Seed Vaults for less than one of theirs. The Survival Seed Vault from MyPatriotSupply.com includes detailed planting and seed-saving instructions and ships same day. Plus, all orders over $49 ship free. MyPatriotSupply.com is American-owned by patriots like you, passionate about freedom and preparedness. Call now, 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Or discover more emergency preparedness items when you order at MyPatriotSupply.com. Choose the original. Choose the Survival Seed Vault at MyPatriotSupply.com.
For thousands of years, silver has been used as both a medicine and a preservative, but not all silver is equal. Supernatural Silver is an amazing new technology that has been clinically shown to be several hundred times more effective than colloidal or ionic silver. Supernatural Silver resonates at the same frequency as germicidal light used in labs to kill bacteria and viruses. Supernatural Silver is a broad-spectrum microbial that creates no resistance and does not harm beneficial bacteria, making it ideal for daily use. It can be used internally as well as topically and is highly effective against bacteria, viruses, molds, and yeast. Supernatural Silver liquid and gel are perfect for on-the-go or emergency preparedness and can provide protection at home, school, or work. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and remember the promo code SILVER2014 for 20% off. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance.
Coming up, Oklahoma House votes to nullify Agenda 21, 66 to 26. Going to be breaking that down. 5 reasons we need a new Crimean war. That's a joke. Asteroid to dart between moon and Earth. We're going to look more at the economy and more at the Second Amendment. Molon Labe, Connecticut gun group, issues ultimatum to government. That's a big deal. That's up on Infowars.com right now. But let's go to some of your phone calls. Let's talk to Ronald in California, listening on KSCO 1080 AM. Thank you for calling in, sir.
Well, hi, Alex. I'm glad you sound good today, and I wanted to remind you of your victories right now, that you did help get rid of this Piers Morgan.
It's our victory. Without this audience, I'm nothing. Go ahead.
And I'm glad the man you had yesterday is his name David on the air who ran the show. He was talking about the FDA, and I'm trying to say that that things aren't happening chronologically. You know, they're doing something wrong here, the FDA, and you answer it or we answer it. They're doing something over here, and I think it's happening like connect the dots. Things aren't happening.
No, you're right. It's asymmetrical, and we think like their history's only actors. They're the only people that have power. No, we're doing things. They're humans too. That's why they tell us we have no power, because we do have power, and we're having all sorts of victories, and we don't go back and look at our victories enough. But look at the disconnect of CNN. I could have told them, and I did 3 years ago, Piers Morgan's going to be a disaster. Your ratings are going down because of your establishment bilge, and you have more competition. And it just shows the disconnect of the establishment.
Can I ask you a far-out topic here that I haven't heard you talk about? Reincarnation. Now, I think even the Bible has some things about reincarnation. They thought Jesus was somebody else. I think what's happening, a lot of liberals, and this may be strange, but hold on here, man. I think a lot of liberals, because there really was slavery, a lot of liberals actually were white slave owners or in the previous life, and they're actually getting rid of their guilt, and they, you know, and there's people that were...
That's an interesting theory. You can make a movie out of that. Listen, I appreciate your call. Let me comment on that. Christ came to earth before as Melchizedek, not as a reincarnation, but manifested. And then they talk about he's of the line of David, King David returned. It meant genetically it was the return of King David as prophesied, not reincarnation. I don't judge people that feel like they've been reincarnated, because if you study the epigenetics and the science, that's how God operates. It's so fabulous. It's on multi-levels. And I don't want to get into religious debates, because the average Baptist and people out there, you know, who are going off, you know, 18th century stuff and science of that age, they try to interpret the Bible through ancient science and really turn a lot of people away from God, and so do other big denominations, because they're trying to play God as if they know God's plan. The science keeps proving the Creator, not the other way around. Like, you get judged in this life, and you get judged in the next life. Okay? And by that, you do live again, but it's a spiritual level. And undoubtedly, the science shows there's a sixth sense. There's something else operating on top of this body that is like a computer interface for something else. They've shown it with plants, you name it. There is a spirit in everything. And ours is made in the image of the Creator. That's pretty heavy, folks. We're made in the image of God. Our spirit is? We're going to get a spirit body in the image of the entity, the supreme being that made all this? That's a science fiction movie I'm buying into. and I've had experiences I'm not going to get into, folks. I know it's real. Okay? And I mean, we're on a planet in deep space. I mean, this is wild. But it's all science-based. And the modern science all lies to tell you you're an animal, you're programmable, because they don't want you to know your real power. The elite are all into this stuff, but from the dark side, they know there's a spiritual force. They've bought into the dark side because it's easier, quicker, more seductive, to quote Yoda. And when you look at this whole thing, we now have memories that are from our ancestors. Racial memories are real. Archetypes are real. The DNA is holding entire recordings. I mean, you think they can put the whole Library of Congress now on one thumb drive with some of the new stuff coming out, some of the new compression? Folks, it's all in us already. So we don't just have a spirit. This Earth suit also literally is all of our ancestors' DNA, all the mitochondrial DNA, viral RNA, and a bunch of other stuff they're finding, all connected with the space winds actually electrochemically energizing us. Like you think a plant needs sun? We don't just get sun, folks. We are energized by the deep space radiation, so much other stuff. We are literally antennas, ladies and gentlemen. And we are experiencing things on so many levels, we can't even imagine it. And that's what all the globalist fog, electronic, chemical, biological, is to block us from that. They want to keep us in a small little box under their control. Stay with us. More calls coming up.
We're on the march.